back again. So I just went over to my other shed, pulled out the spare 620, and guess what? There's an air filter assembly in it. Well, as you can see, excuse the smoke, obviously that type fits here, but this doesn't match that. So I've got another problem. I'm guessing that's the air filter for it. It looks like it'll bowl up to a HL series carby. Beats me where that come from. That wouldn't even fit in there because of the bowl. But I do have a points and coil. Oil tank front case of the front case. What's that? That must be polish. Flywheel. I'm looking at the crank. It's got 2 keyway holes. I don't know why. But this front, I've taken the nuts out off the case to take this front case off because this is the case I need for that saw over there. It's got the mounting hole for the handlebar. Cylinder, crank. This one's got compression. So the fuel hose. The tank is corroded and has a massive hole in the bottom of it. Bolts. I don't know what's in that bag. Looks like it's the nuts from the crankcase. So I've got flywheel 1131 LPHD. We go. I've got that, which the starter cup holds down for memory. Yep. Fuel cap. The tank stuffed if I were to run the tank, which I won't be because there's a hole. I've got the gasket for the oil tank. Foot card, I mean the foot, you know, you put your foot on the starter thing, bucking spike. Yeah. Handlebar, this one's actually complete with the piece of my other saw. So this one was on the other saw. That's the piece. Off it, I could probably, what do you call it, JB weld it back together, but where does this piece go? Does that mount to the bucking spike? It does. Spare carby. Kill switch. So I've got spare air freshener. Clutch, sprocket, muffler, I've got all that gear. So bar studs. The nuts are on the inside of the oil tank. So I'll show you why I'm not using this handle crankcase assembly. See that hole? Not good. Try and get the light here without knocking the phone out. The piston looks brand new on the intake side. Pity I didn't have another rest of the bits to make this one. That's missing the cap off the, there's a cap that goes over that, pretty sure. So try and pop this case off. May as well while he's here. I've got a feeling it's pretty soft. I've got a feeling you've got to tap out the crank at the same time because the seals and the bearings are mounted in the case. This is my first time working on a 620, by the way. So maybe hold it. Just not doing nothing. Just for the record. The clutch drum, as I say. I'd imagine these have those brass bushes just like the old 250 Max. Just assuming. Actually, I think that moved slightly. So maybe I treat it like a flywheel. Put some pressure there. Might have to go back and watch forget his name. This phone's gonna fall out. He restored one of these on YouTube. He's done these, Remington. Can't remember the other model. Home Light Zip. Forget his name. I might even have to get the bloody torch out. I don't want to break nothing. Unless this, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to put too much weight on the case. But it feels like the bearing is in the case over the crank. And I'd imagine that you use a puller that screws into where the coil goes. But if I can get the case off with the bearings still on the crankshaft, that'll work. I can see a recess in there that looks like the bearings in the case. So yeah. Unless the case is just stuck, it's loose all the way around, it's just stuck to the crank by the feel of it. So, yeah, I don't know. The case on that, you can grab it and turn it slightly. The movement in the holes. I only picked that up when I got it running with a drill. Excuse me, because the Fairbanks Morse, the cut, I don't know if the cap's stuffed or the starter pulls. The starter pulls are out of an old Victor Zip. I think they're too long and too short. I don't know. But yeah, sort of give you a look. I had more than I thought I did. As for the air filter plate, I can put a Scotch pad, because I don't know I'll have a look on eBay one day. But if I can't get what I need, I mean, I'll probably only, if I get it running properly, that saw over there hanging up, there, it's a 620 with I think it's a 650 top cover. I know, it's just how I got them. But I'll make up a Scotch pad filter, and I'll use some flat sheet metal. I'll paint this. I'll take this bolt out, obviously, it's a bolt, not a stud, little spider. and I'll drill, I don't know, 10 or 12 holes in it, the plate, then I can use it as a air filter. I'm just thinking out loud here. And I'm missing the keyway out of this. So I've got the top end. This spark plug's not in properly, this is brand new. Champion RL82C. So I'm going to take the top end off and it will be, you know what, I'll just take the muffler off and have a look at the we'll do it together. Take the muffler off and have a look at the top end, the muffler side right now. I think it's must be 11mm. I've got 11mm spanner. Yep. cc's, is that right? Or 99? Pretty sure they're 100.3. They've got the removable head, so they're a candidate for massive revs, compression, in my opinion. I've only seen people on YouTube with running these. Rob, if you watch this, 32, what's yours? 32 inch bar. You had a 24 from memory. Pretty impressive. I'm not experienced in using any of these saws, but from the videos I've seen, they're pretty slow revving. I reckon they have potential to go higher, especially with is it a HL? HL22A. Oh, I could put that on the 250 behind me. That's the only problem. Can use a washer though. JB Welder could fix that. Put the right size bolt, fill it in with JB, should be right, something to stop it falling out. But when that's excuse me, when that studs, it is a stud, right? Yeah, the studs are on there. Once that's in and that's in, it can't really rock. And the only difference with this HL is nothing. You got your high there, you can adjust it. guessing that's a governor, and that's the low. Same carbies on my 07, still 07. I've got two. 08S, 08, S10. They're the only saws I've got that take that carby. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah. So I think they've got the potential to get more revs, just because I think running the HL carby plus the bolt-on head, so you probably do a base gasket delete, porting, where'd my light go? Porting, oh, it's got a sleeve in the cylinder. So maybe, can you remove the sleeve and put a bigger piston in it? I don't know, I might have to hit up the Iron Horse. See if he knows, or someone knows who's done it. Someone might have already done it. I haven't searched. I haven't done a search on YouTube. Ported Pioneer 620, 610, whatever. This is painstakingly taking a bit longer because I don't have an 11 mil socket here. It's got 10, 8, 9, 3/8. Oh, 12. I don't have 11 on me. And the phone, because I'm using the phone. So we've got one nut is 11 mil, one nut is 12 mil. Typical. If you're from Aussie, get that mechanics kit from Super Cheap. It's good. You get that little rattle gun undoes to 80 newton meters, or does up to 80 newton meters, and you get the cordless ratchet, which I'll probably bring over to this room as well. Okay, so we've got it's off the floor and went onto the bottom shelf like the Kiwi did. So she's a tri-port. You might even be able to open up one or two of those. So you could port the exhaust side, possibly, without hanging a ring, of course. I'm just trying to save this exhaust gasket. Look at that. That's carboned up bad. So she was running rich. I don't think I can show you the port. So you can port the exhaust port because you got the sleeve inside there, so you can open that up. No, you can't. Oh, the top of the piston's coned, if that makes sense. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Actually, I will. Somehow. Look at that. Looks brand new. Sick. I've got a top end. So while I've got you here, might as well just take the cylinder off and show you exactly what it looks like. I've got the bags there, I can put all these nuts and washers, and so that wasn't very tight. Neither was, well, that one was. That one ain't. So there's this thread on the side, maybe it's for the handle. Yep. So 2 out of 6 weren't tight. Obviously the gasket here. Okay. So the top of the piston is going to be black. Because of the carbon there was in the muffler. It's not going to be too bad, but it did look pretty black. I think this head's had a leak for a while. This top end, the head doesn't want to come off. It must bring the, oh no, there we go. So there's no gasket, unless I'm blind. Nope. Seems a bit stupid. I don't even know if this would ever run again, to be honest. Bit of corrosion. Must have been sitting in water. Quick sandblast, it'll be brand new. So if you put a it's got to have, I reckon these have pretty high compression. You can see the top of that piston there, how it comes up and sits in there. I'm just rambling on here because seen it, one get rebuilt, but I haven't pulled one apart myself, so. I'm guessing the 4.6, like I picked that up. Cylinder bolts down separately. That would end bad. The cylinder's not even tight. I've got shit on my face, I know. Guess what? Day off tomorrow. Paid day off. So we might, if I can get this one apart, the case that is, the flywheel side, apart, we might have a running 620. I don't want to talk too soon, because if you've seen my videos, if I talk too soon and something happens. So it runs at the moment, well, what did I get? I got this, the same day I got this, I got that Pharmatech off the same bloke. So, for memory, let's just say 4 years ago, I had that 620 running. It took a while to work out the fuel bowl. Did I just say bowl? Fuel bowl stuff. So I didn't know it sucked it up through the bowl. So that bowl's got a cork gasket around the base. This one's still got the rubber. If I disturb it, it's not going to be right. So I don't know if, see the bowl on that one when it was running never filled up. It used to sit about where my top of my fingernail is. Across there, it never filled up. You know, like the old big stationary engines, they used to fill up the bowl, but they were up the other way, if you know what I mean. So, what I'm trying to get at is, I did have it running, but not real well, but the case was loose. It's probably an air leak. I don't know, do these have seals like modern day saws? Rather like the home lights even? Pretty sure old mate, I can't remember, something DC or DC Restorations, or it might be, that might be the bloke. He got new old stock seals and bearings. I'm pretty sure he said seals. They don't take, well, if they need sealed, then I'll try and get it. It won't be the modern day, I mean the ones you get from, for argument's sake, MS310 crank seals. You can go to Steel and buy them, and they're the proper ones, you know, the metal on the outside and the rubber on the inside. But the bearing shop I go to, they supply them like a hydraulic seal. Sorry, I'm just concentrating on this. So they've got metal in them and the spring, but it's all rubber, the whole seal. There's no metal on the outside of it, so you don't have to smack it in. Well, I use a socket on those ones. So you put your contact around the outside of the seal, and it's metal, but I use these ones because they're rubber, and it's all I can get, really. I mean, when I did the 039, not the 039, the 032, there was a set of OEM seals available in America, but it would have cost me $100 to get them here, and they only cost me $19 at my bearing shop. I mean, I haven't run the saws excessively undoing this nuts, lifting the cylinder. I haven't done excessive work with them. Cylinder's coming off. No, it's not. Still got one nut to go. So we'll see if they pan out. So there'll be a review for the seals I access. For saws you can't buy anything for anymore, apart from fuel hose, fuel filter, carb kit, air filter. Nothing else is available. I mean, I went to my local steel shop the first time I went there to get a new bottle of HP Ultra oil. I said, "Oh, can you still buy?" I asked him, "Can you still buy parts for an S10?" He looked at me and said, "What's that?" I said, "It's a chainsaw. It's just like an 08S, but the handle's down the back, but you can get an S10 that's a top handle." So he spent 25 minutes looking on the computer, didn't tell him nothing. So he didn't believe there was an S10. But this guy's in his 50s at least. I didn't laugh at him, I just said, I'm not that kind of person. I just told him, I said, it's just like a 08S, but the handle's at the back instead of up top. He said, "Oh, next time you come, bring it down, we'll have a look." I've only been there twice since then, and I haven't taken it. Probably should have. They've moved, but we can't. COVID. So yeah, there'll be a review on the seals I put in the 032 and 041. It won't be the orange top that I'll be running, it'll be the red top. Been busy doing this, I forgot about my cup of tea. It's gone cold. Doesn't matter, let's make another one. I'll get my daughter to do it. Get her off the Xbox in 5 minutes. So I'm just getting the, when I find it, I think it's off. It is off. How good's that? Too busy worried about tea. Oh no, there it is. I got the washer out with it using the pliers. So now I'll just do a gentle lift. Drop the cylinder, the piston back down. It's a gentle lift to get the nut. Front lift of the machine off. In the washer. Now the only thing that should be holding it down is the piston rings. Oh, that. So it looks brand new, but where the rings stop, there's a lot of carbon. And the gasket is still intact. Nothing left on the base gasket. Surface area is clean. Now let's have a look at this piston. So the strokes around 50 mil. I could be wrong. Exhaust side of the piston. Look at that. It looks brand new. So I'm going to take that off. It's one of those stupid twist lock doohickeys, gudgeon pin clips. Clean the screwdriver off a touch, see if this pin will come out nice and easy. And it doesn't want to. Well, better move my finger because if that goes in through it, yeah, it's not gonna. It's like it's pressed in. Oh no, it moved a bit. So we'll take this clip out too, just so I can use the socket to tap it out. I'll support the other side of it with my hand. Deep socket will work. No, it won't. I need a 9mm. I don't have one. Roller bearings. Another 2mm. wants to come off, but it's not. Must be like 2 mil. Got it. So if that's a pressed in bearing on the crank, okay. Surprisingly clean. I think the phone moved while I was banging away. Looks like it. There we go. So it's pretty clean in there, apart from the crap that fell. So the crank's removable. The bearing looks like it's a bush type. I could be wrong. No up and down movement. So the crank's good if I can get it out. Well, I gotta get it out. This is becoming a long video. I apologise. But I'm doing this as you're watching real time. So I see 2 slots on the case that look designed for a puller. But I don't think my 2-arm puller is long enough. The arms on it, so they've got to reach from here down to there. I don't think it's long enough. It could be. Do I go get some WD, spray it down the crank and let it soak into there? Because really it's only that's the only thing that's holding it on there. Because I'm looking down this side case, it doesn't join the case. It's like a cap over the case. Does that make sense? Starting to sound like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a qualified mechanic, by the way. I almost became a mechanic. Apparently I didn't sell myself enough. I was only 18. First job interview. I reckon I'll leave the video here. I'm psyched I've got a spare crank and top end and carby, muffler, flywheel. They don't even have a muffler really, it's just a straight out, no screen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought these had 2 ports. Thought there was another one here. Or is that a Canadian? I'm pretty sure I've seen a Pioneer with a full size muffler. So it sits like that. I'm pretty sure I've seen one that shoots that way and one that shoots that way. Anyway, the switch is off here. We're going to make a new cover. See if my 2-arm pull-up fits. It might, actually. I'll go and get it. Be right back.